It rained a quiet, drizzling autumn rain. The yellow-leaved bush in the garden brightened up with moist. The large grapes under the vine enlarged, and their skins began to crack. The purple chrysanthemum flowers leaned over the cracked clay pot, laying forgotten in the dry leaves. The little swallow curled up at the bottom of the clay pot and shivered with cold and anguish. They all left. His two sisters migrated south. His mother also left for the warm countries. Who will keep them warm on this rainy night? They left him alone at the bottom of the pot because he was crippled and could not fly. In the summer there was a fire which broke out in the house under the roof where his mother had built a nest. By the time the old swallow snatched her baby from the fire, a piece of coal rolled into the nest and injured the swallow's right wing, burning him badly. The bear baby froze in pain. When he regained consciousness, he saw that he was in a new nest, and his mom was leaning over him with her wings whooping. At first, he tried to move his wings, but he couldn't because the right one, the injured one, was crippled. Summer passed by. Grapes were darkening. The buds of a chrysanthemum bush in the garden blossomed. Swallows began to gather on the telegraph wires. They were preparing to migrate the south. The wires looked like rosaries. One morning, the old swallow brought her crippled baby into the garden and said, "Dear child, we're going south today. You can't fly. That's why you'll stay here in that pot, where I've made you a soft feathery nest. You will lie there, and when you're hungry, just go outside and pick something. The whole garden is full of fruits laying on the ground. See what a nice chrysanthemum flower is growing right next to the edge of the pot. You do not grieve. We will be back again in the spring." "Thank you, Mother, for taking care of me," said the cripple, and to hide his tears he put his head on his mother's lap and fell silent. They all left. Gloomy days came. It started raining. The chrysanthemum, soaking with raindrops, leaned heavily over the clay pot. A water drop rolled down from the lowest leaf and prepared to fall. "Ah, how tired I am," it sighed. "Where are you from?" the swallow asked curiously. "I've come a long way. I come from the great ocean. I was born there. I'm not a raindrop. I am a teardrop." "A teardrop? What teardrop?" The swallow rose anxiously. "A motherly one," answered the teardrop. "The story of my life is short. 9 days ago, a tired and tearful swallow landed on the mast of a large ocean liner. I was standing in the corner of the right eye of the troubled bird. The ocean roared. The winds were strong and blowing. The swallow spoke in a weak voice to the wind. "Dear brother wind, when you cross the world, if you pass through Bulgaria, please stop by my orphaned baby and tell him to beware of the black cat that hides in the garden. I forgot to instruct my poor child before I left. Tell him also that my heart has withered with grief." "Where's your baby swallow?" the wind asked. "I left him in a cracked clay pot laying in the garden where purple chrysanthemum flowers are bloom." And as the old swallow has uttered these words, I fell out of her eye. The wind snatched me and carried me over the world. I have flown for 9 days. Now I fell on that flower. How tired I am! I want to drop down and fall asleep." The crippled swallow's heart skipped a beat. He got up quickly, opened his beak, and took the small mother's tear in. "Thank you, Mother," he whispered, laying down in his nest and prepared to fall asleep, warmed by the tear as if he were curled up under his mother's wings.